This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by the up-and-coming star of the welterweight division, Vergil Ortiz. Vergil, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How about you, man?
I'm all good. I'm all good. It's good to speak to you for the first time. You guys finally got a fight date to look forward to, going in with Maurice Hooker on March 20th. Talk to me about the fight, Vergil. For how long have you been talking about it, and how easy a fight was it to make?
Well, to be honest, I've been asking for the fight since I was still at 140. I'm not sure what fight it was. I think it was a Canelo undercard. But yeah, I've always wanted this fight, for a few years now, and they finally offered the fight, and we took it. Yeah, so it's I don't want to say a dream come true, but it's something that I've always wanted, and I'm finally getting it, and I feel like that I'm gonna prove to the world that that I am what I say I am, that I belong with the top welterweights in the world.
It's obviously a step up in name and in opposition for yourself. What do you expect from Maurice? We've seen down at super lightweight, it was very awkward to fight against long range here. What do you expect him to carry up into the welterweight division out of that his best attributes?
First of all, he has a long reach, and I know that he's gonna want to use that to his advantage. He's gonna want to keep me out. He's in his prime. He's a fighter that's in his prime. He's 31 years old. He's still tough. He's still strong. Probably the best that he's ever gonna feel in his life. So he's definitely gonna bring a very tough fight should it become a war. And yeah, he's a good fighter, and I can't wait to fight.
What should we expect from yourself and from the bout in general, then, Virgil? How are you expecting it to play out in your own mind?
I think that I think it's going to be very competitive. I'm not sure how it's going to go round by round, but it's going to be a very competitive fight. Me being a proud person, I don't want to be second best to anyone, and he's there to prove that he still belongs with the top boxers in the world. After losing to Jose Ramirez, so it's going to be a very explosive, competitive fight. It's going to be back and forth, and I'm going to do whatever I can to win the fight.
Maurice, a very well respected fighter down again at super lightweight, coming up now to welterweight. If you're successful on March 20th, Virgil, what type of statement does that send out to the remainder of the welterweight division?
It sends out a statement that this up and comer isn't just some little boy. A lot of people think that just because I'm only 22 years old that I'm not ready for the big names or anything like that. I mean, the truth is, I'm just going about it a different way. A lot of these fighters had to wait till they were like 25, 26, 27 to get their world title opportunities. I'm not trying to wait that long. Boxing is a short career, and I want to make the most out of it.
Virgil, there's a lot of excitement building around you. There's a lot of people excited to see what happens with your future. How have you found kind of dealing with the pressures that come with that as you've continued to progress?
Well, to be honest, I don't feel any pressures. If anyone has any expectations out of me, I take it as motivation. I don't take it in a bad way at all. It makes me motivated. It makes me want to work hard, and it makes me want to prove that they're right.
Virgil Wasco, I just wanted you to kind of go over a few other fights and reflect on your last fight for me with Samuel Vargas. A lot of time to mull that over the best part of 6 months or so now. How would you assess your win?
I think that it was a pretty good win. I know that I could have got him out of there earlier, but me and my dad decided to stick with the, I don't want to say torture strategy, but yeah, that's pretty much what we did. We let him stay in there and take all the punches because we knew he would, and we got him out of there when we wanted to. So I think it went exactly as we planned.
The welterweight division, it's stacked with some terrific fighters and some potential fights up and coming. Of course, one that everyone wants to see is Crawford Spence. But in the meantime, there's talks building around other fights. Just get your thoughts on those. Terence Crawford and Sean Porter. We've seen Sean kind of talking up that fight recently. What would be your thoughts if them two were to clash?
I think that that'd be a really good fight. To be honest, I think Crawford obviously wins. He's too good. He's too technically sound. He's a very smart fighter. Um, I, I think that I just think hands down Crawford wins. I really don't have anything else to say about that.
And then another man who I'm sure you'll probably back is Errol Spence. He's been spoken about for a potential matchup with Ugas, following Ugas being elevated to WBA super champion. Just your thoughts if we was to see a clash between the pair of them?
Oh, that'd be a great fight. That that's a great fight for the weight division. Especially since there hasn't the world champions have not fought each other. And I think that's a very good. I don't want to say icebreaker. It would be a really good icebreaker to finally see welterweight champions fighting each other again. And I think that fight will have a domino effect and cause a big unification fight between Crawford and whoever has the belts.
Now, with Ugas being elevated, Manny Pacquiao's been made a champion in recess, but there was some talk previously about a potential bout with Ryan Garcia. What would be your thoughts if a bout between Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao took place, Vergil, and that's if it wasn't an exhibition bout?
Yeah, I think it'd be a pretty good fight for the sport because those are two big names. It's gonna draw in a big crowd of people who don't watch boxing a lot. It'd bring a lot more fans to the sport, and I think that when there's new fans to the sport, I think that's always a good thing.
Well, Scott, you just want to touch on kind of your campmates. How's Robert Garcia firstly? How's your trainer?
Robert's really great. He's training me really good. Him and my dad are really good at doing their thing. They work together really well, and I just I couldn't have asked for a better team behind me in my corner.
Talk to me about how do you find the dynamic of working with your father, who's so heavily involved in your career? I always find it interesting speaking to fighters who have that family influence throughout their career.
Yeah, no, definitely. My dad is the guy that always wants the best for me. He's gonna train me, and he's gonna make sure that I'm prepared for whatever obstacle comes in my way. He's obviously he wants me to win, and he wants me to look good doing so.
Do you ever have those occasions where maybe you'll do something and your father will say, "I think you should do this," and have those disagreements, or is it all plain sailing?
I mean, yeah, of course. You have that you have this with disagreements with anyone. Everyone thinks differently, but at the end of the day, I know that he just wants the best for me, and I understand that.
And then I just want to quickly ask you about Mikey Garcia. How's Mikey? I don't know if he's back in the gym yet, but how's things looking for him?
Yeah, Mikey's looking really good. I trained with him the other day. He's back in the gym. He has a fight pretty soon coming up. I don't know who or when or where or anything like that, but he's getting ready for it, and I'm excited to watch him step back into the ring as well.
Right, Virgil, we will leave that there now because I know you're a busy man, but I want to leave a final word to yourself for everybody who's going to tune in and follow your journey for the remainder of this year and the coming years ahead. What would you like to say to them?
I really appreciate you guys. If you've been a fan from the start or you're becoming a fan now, I really appreciate it. I just want you guys to know that I'm probably gonna be one of the most explosive, exciting fighters boxing coming up, and you're not gonna want to miss my fight on March 20th.
Virgil, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. I'm sure it won't be the last time. Hopefully, next time's in person when all of this passes us. Best of luck with the rest of your
Exactly.
preparations and good luck on March 20th.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.